Hello everybody and welcome back for another activations video. Thank you to those of you who responded to last week's activation. I was so blessed by the feedback that I received, and some of you were very strategic in the questions that you asked the Lord, and the Lord was so faithful. And so I trust in this time that you were fully saturated by his love and his presence, and then in those days that you do need encouragement, that you can go back and read what you had journaled in your two-way journaling activation. So today we're going to do another activation, and you will need a highlighter. So if you have one, get it ready. Please don't go and buy another one. That's really not necessary. But we're going to have a look at 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13. And the scripture says that these three remain: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. We need faith, hope, and love in our prophetic ministry. You see, we prophesy in faith. We bring hope when we encourage others. And we do all of that in love. So keep those three words in mind when we do our activation: faith, hope, and love. All right, get everything ready that you need for the activation. Spend some time in prayer. Pray in tongues. If you want to worship, do some worship beforehand. That always helps me and gets me into the throne room of grace quite quickly. Spend some time with the Lord and then ask the Lord who you can encourage. We're asking the Lord specifically for a family member or a friend, somebody who is going through a challenging time or who is in need of encouragement. So once the Lord tells you who you're going to encourage, ask the Lord for a prophetic word and start writing it all down. When you are finished, take your highlighter and highlight the part which is a word of knowledge. Now remember, a word of knowledge deals with something from the past up until today. That information is supernatural, spiritual information. It's information that you never knew about the person before you did the practical. So if somebody was to prophesy a word of knowledge over you, it would be information that only you and the Lord would know. Once you know what the word of knowledge is, have a look if your word contains a word of wisdom. A word of wisdom is essential to bring encouragement for somebody. A word of knowledge is capturing somebody's heart, but a word of wisdom brings the revelation. It brings an application. It brings encouragement that the person needs for the season that they are moving into. So once you have that application or the word of wisdom, you can then either do an audio recording and send it to your family member or your friend, or you can email it to them or SMS it to them and ask them for feedback. And most times, 9 times out of 10, you will get a response. And people are generally very encouraged by their prophetic word. Remember again that we are supposed to encourage, bring comfort, and exhort. Now write all of that in an email and send it to me. I'd love to know how your process went, what was the word you received, and what was the feedback. You would be more blessed than the person who was on the receiving end of your prophecy. So may you be blessed. Practice, practice, practice. Remember to pray in tongues, and I'll send you another activation next week, same time, same place. Bless you.